Hey everybody, welcome. I started a couple seconds early. I am so sorry. I wasn't sure if there was going to be like one of those preliminary videos that was going to play or not. But nevertheless, I hope everybody's doing well. I don't know if anybody's here yet. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. We got gosh, what's going on? We have power, we have internet. Everything is awesome. Everything is great when you're I don't remember how the song goes, but anyway, yeah, so I'm here. Welcome. And not only do we have power and internet, we also, and by we I mean me, finished the stupid course I was doing, the Google course. So that is nice. That's the reason that I wasn't streaming last weekend, is I was in hardcore cramming mode to get that course done because it was past the due date and we had the ice storm that delayed another week. Hey, Bite Moose, hello, good to see you. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Even got a video or a skill done in the next course, and I might have mentioned it at some point. My next course is not Google Cloud. I'm so stoked. I mean, it's Google Cloud adjacent. It's Google Workspace Associate Google Workspace Administrator, which is super fun because I call it the Agua course, AGWA, Agua, not like Agua, AGUA, but AGWA, Associate Google Workspace Administrator. And yeah, I get to talk about administration stuff. I'm excited. Hello, Great Brewer. Hello, Luke. How is everybody doing? Yeah, it's great to be back. In fact, I'm so excited about this course. I got and I talk about it, and I'm so sorry I can't like show you the course or anything because it's CBT Nuggets is my day job, and it's all like behind paywalls and stuff. But I'm excited because Google Workspace is just administration stuff, right? I mean, it's just like this is how you manage users. This is how you like do shared calendaring, et cetera, et cetera. And so I'm super stoked. It's not like my comfort zone. My comfort zone is still Linux administration. Speaking of which, hey Jake at Linux, that's my comfort zone. But I'm more comfortable with Google Workspace administration than with cloud computing because I'm just not a developer. So anyway, yeah, and I'm on the free version of Restream now, which means I haven't paid for the paid version again once it expired. But so yeah, we get the watermark of Restream. But I like the way chat works on this platform. So like I'm currently limited to 720p. I can only stream to 2 platforms, but the chat just works so smooth. So that's where we are anyway. And yeah. I'm not upset about it. So anyway, what to expect now? Well, summertime is coming, but that I don't think it's gonna be a whole lot different. I hope though that since this course is expected to take me through like the middle of August, that maybe I won't always be behind, and I could do some videos that are not just my day job videos. That would be awesome. And I'm encouraged because, like I said, Friday was when I started the course officially, and I did a skill on Friday. So, tomorrow I'll probably do another skill. If I do 2 or 3 skills a week, that's like really good for me. So if I can do that, I'd be able to do things other than just work and stress about work. Very excited about that. Yeah. Nothing else is really happening. I've tried fishing a couple times. Didn't see any fish yet. It's really cold where I am. I mean, we literally just had an ice storm. Um, I've been fishing enough to remember that I'm not good at fishing, and part of it I just think there's not a lot of fish in the water yet. Well, I mean they're in the water, but they're down deep, hunkering down. They're not in the up by shore in the skinny rivers and that sort of a thing. So my time will come. The farm still is not sold, but I got so our farm, there were some signs that people were hanging around. I think we might have talked about that, like people like not exactly squatting, but like hanging out inside our buildings at the farm, which is not cool. And so I went out and installed locks on all the doors, and I put up video cameras again. I'm sure we talked about this. And then I used my my Google Fi account with a data sim, but I was worried it was going to cost a lot of money. I kind of remember talking about this. Anyway, when we had the ice storm and we lost internet service, I ordered a Calix device. Are you familiar with Calix Institute, where you can get like this is just a US thing. So I'm sorry if anybody who's not in the US is not going to have access to what I'm talking about here, but let me try to get this over here. Oh, okay. Calix Institute. Oh, I don't want members, duh. All right, let's see if I can share something. Share screen. Chrome tab, Calix. There we go. Oh, look at that. It even did the right thing. So, yeah, so this is, if you're not familiar with Calix, it's just it's a company that you can support, and they're like really big on, I don't know what they do. They're about privacy and stuff, but you can get an access point from them. And if you have to pay like for a year of service, but then you get an access point. And I ordered, let's see, I ordered not that internet membership. Yeah, there. I got that thing right there in the middle one. The it's a 5G hotspot, and it uses T-Mobile towers, and it's truly unlimited, and it works in the US. And there's enough coverage at the farm, so I was able to set that up at the farm, and I don't have to worry about overage fees. And the stupid thing didn't even arrive in time to help me like do work, which is a little bit frustrating because I really needed it so I would have internet access. That didn't work. It came after we got power and internet back, but now I just put it out at the farm, so I'm not stressing about like how much data is racking up. So anyway, yeah, Calix is pretty cool. I had one of their hotspots before, and I mean they weren't deceiving. Like it worked like they said. The only problem was I didn't have good Sprint coverage because they used to use Sprint towers, and that was before and like just as the Sprint and T-Mobile merger started to actually take place at a technical level. And so it just didn't have coverage for me like at all up here. But now it uses like 100% like T-Mobile. There is no more Sprint / T-Mobile. It's all T-Mobile. And so it's yeah, it gets pretty decent coverage up here. Like I got 5G coverage at the farm, and it was like, I don't know, 400 megabit down. Yeah, it was only like 5 megabit up. I'm sure that's by design. Like people normally want download, whereas I want the ability to upload so I can check my security cameras. But with that, 5 megabits is fine. I can see them. I'm not downloading or I'm not streaming HD video from the farm. If I need to download a clip, I can. But anyway, so yeah, it's cool. That's been working good. I'm trying to think anything else good that came from the terrible ice storm. I helped a few people get their wells and furnaces connected to generators. I did find this was interesting. So my daughter and son-in-law, my eldest, their garage is where my current data center, like my server rack with all my servers and stuff, is located because they can still get fiber internet. They live in a rural area that has the fiber internet that I can't get here in town. And so I just pay for their internet service, and my servers are there. But when the power went out, I tried to power up my rack, and it wouldn't power up. And it was the weirdest thing, and I didn't even think about it. I have an isolating transformer on it. If you're not familiar with an isolating transformer, it's basically a transformer that goes from like one voltage to the same voltage. It's just to separate it. So it's literally a 1-to-1 transformer wraps, 120 volts in, 120 volts out, but it isolates it and I needed that because a lot of times people will use that for audio equipment so you don't get buzz. But what I needed it for is every battery backup or like battery inverter, charger inverter, they tend to leak and they'll pop GFI circuits. And so no matter what we did, it would pop the GFI circuit in their garage, and garages are required to have GFI, ground fault protection outlets. And so I got this isolating transformer, and it was spendy, but it worked. Didn't pop the circuit anymore. It was great. However, the generator that they had out there wasn't an inverter, like pure sine wave inverter generator. I didn't even think about dirty power. The inverter transformer wouldn't even power up. Neither would the I have the solar inverter with like giant 24 volt 100 amp hour battery and stuff. It wouldn't power up either. It just wouldn't use the volt, or it wouldn't use the power from the generator at all. I didn't even think about it until I had like purchased another. I thought maybe it burned out the inverter or the isolating transformer. I didn't know what was going on, but it would not power up. And then I had a little generator that I didn't need because one of the houses that was using my generators got power back, and it was a small Ryobi. It was only 2300 watt generator, but it was an inverter, pure sine wave generator. Plugged it in and it worked perfectly. Everything worked as if it was plugged into the wall, and I was like, oh, that's the deal. So they probably make a power conditioner that you can plug into one of those dirty power generators. I don't know, but anyway, lesson learned there. Some equipment really doesn't like that dirty power from an. It was a nice generator that he had. It was a Honda, but it wasn't an inverter generator. So anyway, nobody asked, but that's one of the things I learned. So I have one clean power generator and another one of and I have a second generator that I don't think it was marketed as no, in fact, I know it wasn't. So it's not the like pure sine wave inverter generator. So that one wouldn't work for that. So it's good to know. We'll probably never need the generators again because, it's like a once in a lifetime event where we had no power for a week. But anyway, yeah, we're back to normal now. So yeah, how's everybody else doing? I've been just yammering on. I realize that I'm the one with the microphone, but how's everybody else doing? Because it's been a long time since the last live stream, I realize. And I've seen like comments on videos and stuff, but I haven't had a chance to respond. It's just been such a crazy month or so. But maybe that'll change now. Maybe things are going to get better because now we're talking about like user administration, and I am comfortable with that kind of conversation. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I truly am. Hope you mind going a little political. Do you think that tariffs may play a part of more people moving to Linux? I don't know if it's going to move people to Linux or not. I think that regardless of, on again, off again, starting, stopping, blah, 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 I think that it's going to make people hesitant to spend money, especially invest money, anywhere. It just doesn't feel like a safe time for any additional risk. I think just living in the world right now economically is risky enough. The Windows 10 end of support I saw that. I got a notification because I don't use Windows for much, but my recording station for my day job is Windows 10, and I'm like, oh, so I'm not going to be able to get updates anymore or something. I don't even remember, which kind of blows my mind because maybe nobody else remembers this, but Windows 10 was touted as this will be the last version of Windows. We will just keep updating Windows 10. And then that changed because they came out with Windows 11. But that was that was one of the marketing things. Like, this is the last Windows you'll ever have to buy because we're going to just keep updating Windows 10. And it was just a big fat lie. So, and I also don't know why I don't know. Did it come out in 2010? Is that when it came out? I just don't understand why it is, why the support is dying. It still works fine. I have no motivation to go to Windows 11. There's just nothing that would make me want to do that. Windows 10, I don't love Windows, but it works fine for, I use it all the time and it just works. So it's weird. And yeah, everybody who knows me probably knows or assumes I tend to lean more liberal than conservative in politics. And so the funny thing is, though, I don't think that it even requires like aside to realize that the chaos right now is the thing, right? If it's the chaos that's the thing, it's not the it's not even a political move. It doesn't seem like it's just a chaos move, and that's where, yeah, I just think everybody's gonna be more hesitant to do anything involving money. I mean, if I were a savvy business, in fact, I don't have to imagine about me being one. I saw Hank Green talking about tariffs, and like he was saying, he actually is the CEO of like two different companies, and one of them has to do deals a lot more with foreign exports and imports and exports, and the other company not so much. But neither company is making any big investment moves. Like they're not, like taking on new people. They're not investing in new projects just because the economy is so in chaos, and you just don't know what's going to happen, that any move seems like a wrong move. So or has the potential to be a wrong move. So yeah, I don't know. It's just it's not great. But moves Windows 11 just spyware in Windows 10. Yeah, and my computer tells me it can't run Windows 11. I don't know. I'm guessing maybe Tanuki Zoot. You say that your computer, you're trying to get it to support secure boot. Is that like the big thing? Is that probably why my computer tells me it doesn't support Windows 11? I probably have secure boot disabled in BIOS, or not BIOS anymore. Now it's UEFI. But is that probably why? Does it require secure boot? And like if mine's turned off, it'll say it doesn't support it, because it doesn't make sense that my computer wouldn't support it. I mean, it's an AMD 9000 something. I don't know. It's a decent CPU. I got a big NVIDIA graphics card. I got, I think, 64 gigs of RAM. I don't know why it wouldn't. So that's the only thing I can think of, is that it must be something like that. With the IT market dropping, I feel sorry for anyone without a job at the moment. Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, I know exactly what you mean. And like me, I mean, I've not complained, but I've been frustrated with myself over my productivity at my day job. And I'm really super happy I have a day job now. And now, yeah, this summer should be a little bit of a relief for me. And then I have to go, then after this course, I have to dive right into the pro level Google Cloud courses, which, I mean, that's going to be just a kick in the pants when it happens. But I'm just going to concentrate on this summer being a little bit nicer. I was going to be in Oregon, not next weekend, but like the first week of May, because there's the annual corporate. They used to call it Trainer Palooza. Now they call it Nugget Palooza at CBT Nuggets. But I opted out because with the ice storm and all the expenses that we incurred there, I just can't afford to take a week off work. So, yeah, so I won't be necessarily skipping any live streams because of that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this summer. Yeah, my PM on Ryzen 5600 XCP. Yeah, I have to look, because I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen the message where it's like, this computer is not capable of installing Windows 11, and I'm like, that just seems bizarre to me. But I would have turned off secure boot, because I'm sure I had Linux installed on it at one point, and if you can turn off secure boot, it just installs fine. I know you can install Linux with secure boot. I think, I don't remember. I did some stuff on it before. I think you're able to do that, but you have to have like it signed. Something has to be signed by some third party. I don't even remember. Like maybe Microsoft has to sign it, or they're signing something. I don't remember. I think I had to cover that when I taught about UEFI, but I don't really remember. No, my main machine and Linux and Mint just couldn't be bothered with Windows anymore. Yeah, I mean, I could probably switch. Like I literally probably could switch to Mac. I mean, I have recorded on Linux. It is a pain to record, especially with CBT Nuggets. The only issue that I struggle with, the reason that I use Windows to record for my day job, is it is so much easier to use AutoHotkey, which is an open source program, to change like pen colors for PowerPoint annotations. And it seems like such a ridiculous thing, but I cannot find a solution that is more elegant than if I have to draw on a slide. Pardon me. If I have to draw on a slide, I'll just use a blank PowerPoint slide and have like a chalkboard background, and that'll just be like the full screen. And I will use PowerPoint annotation. And then on my Stream Deck, I have like keyboard shortcuts to change the pen to different colors if I need. And so I can draw on, on a blank PowerPoint, and it just works so slick. Like I don't use it like a person would use PowerPoint, but there's not a great way to use a pen to draw and demonstrate stuff. And I've tried a bunch like Epic Pen, and there's a bunch of different like whiteboarding softwares that I've used over the years, and like other trainers have like, oh, this is amazing, but everything I've tried just isn't as simple and elegant as just stupid PowerPoint, which I have no love for. And the annotation stuff doesn't even work well. Like if you use even PowerPoint on Mac, it doesn't work as well. Like there's no auto hotkey kind of thing where you can change pen colors, and even just switching to a pen is difficult on a Mac using just keyboard shortcuts or a Stream Deck. And I just don't have any other tools that work that great for it. I think people are looking for a free option to save money in the current climate. You save a few jobs, but in the migration, will be a pain in the butt. Yeah, it could be, but I don't think that most end users think about Windows costing money because it comes on the computer they buy. They'll go to wherever they go, like Costco or Walmart or wherever they buy, or Dell, wherever they buy their computer, it comes with Windows. And nobody except nerds like us and, like people at corporations who have to buy licensing think about Windows having a cost. It's just part of the baked in cost of buying a computer. And so I don't know that for the vast majority of people, it's going to make any difference. I think they'll just, if their computer doesn't work anymore, either they'll pay for the upgrade to Windows 11 and be like, oh, it's one of those things like changing your oil, or they'll just get another computer and it'll just come with Windows 11. I'm depressed to say that's the truth, but I kind of think it is. Yeah, I will, I'll have to cross that. Does somebody know when is the date though that Windows 10 is no longer supported? It's coming up, but I don't think it's like super soon. But is it? I got a pop up the other day telling me, but I don't remember what the date in question was. Because I don't think they're even doing like security updates after that, are they? Which seems like a bad idea. I feel like not offering security updates is a bad idea. But honestly, if they offered security updates, I'd be fine until the cows came home. It's not like I use Windows features other than the ability to turn on the computer. So anyway, I also, when I look at like how I use computers, I know that is not the standard. I know that, like my reason for not using Linux for my day job work computer is not the same struggle that somebody else would be having. October. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, I will be able to finish this course, and then I probably should figure out what I'm going to do because when I finish in August, the next course will probably take another 3 months, and that'll get me through there. So I should have a plan by then. But yeah, like the reasons that I need specific hardware and software are very niche, and I realize that. I have very specific Wacom tablets even because I don't want anything bigger than this. This is the 13-inch Wacom One. I don't want anything bigger. I don't want anything that has touch. Like the Wacom One tablets don't have touch controls. I don't want that. They just have pen control, which is what I want. I had an 11-inch Wacom Pro something that had touch, and it was the same size, but it didn't work under Linux right. It would have weird ghost touches, which wasn't cool. Anyway, but I digress. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Our move to Windows 10 was about 60 million after 40% discount. That is, Bite Moose, that is significant. That is for sure. Oof. Yeah. And has there been a transition to 11 that people have been doing? It feels like I never really hear much about Windows 11. I don't hear much about Windows in general, though, so maybe that's it. Max performance for a green hair filter. Yeah, I should dye it again before it all falls out, I suppose. We'll see, maybe this summer. Maybe this summer I'll go green. Like Kermit says, though, it's not easy being green. I don't know. I actually enjoyed it. So I still have braces. I'm looking forward to those coming off. Hopefully that'll come off halfway through this course. I don't know. I go to the orthodontist. When do I go to the orthodontist? I feel like soon. I hope soon. Let's see. No, I see the dentist next week. Man, I thought I saw the dentist in April, or the orthodontist in April, but maybe I don't. Maybe it's this week. Maybe I missed it. I do. The 17th. Yeah. So this Thursday I see the orthodontist, but I have a feeling he's just gonna say like, "Yep, come back in 6 weeks and we'll do again nothing." I'm so sick of braces. And right now, right here, I have to put wax in again after the live stream because I'm starting to wear a hole in my cheek again. Sucks. Bite Moose. I missed a couple of things here. Server software will become overpriced in the U.S. because taxing those two. That is true. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's why the tariffs are on the penguins. It's just so silly. And I mean, it just inside trading at this point, right? I mean, when you tank the stock market and then announce on social media it's a good time to buy, and then a half hour later say there's a 90-day. Sorry, I don't want to get political, but I'm just so frustrated with the world. We're moving to 11, but it's taking time. The laptop is 11, but the Office PC is 10. All right. I gotta think that probably from an administration standpoint, Windows 11 and Windows 10 are probably pretty similar. I mean, all the way back to, Windows 2008. What was the one before that? Windows 10. What was the fairly stable one before that? My Windows 7 is what I was thinking. Windows 7 was a one that it was not very different from Windows 10 as far as functionality goes. So I got to think 11 is probably pretty similar as far as function. I mean, visually it's a little bit different, but like from an administration standpoint, I got to think it's pretty similar. Bite Moose, yeah. You know what's weird about the braces though? They're fully paid for. So everything that the orthodontist does from here on out is like on his dime. Because it's not like I pay for every visit and he'd like be milking it along. But it's like, I don't, it's strange. I paid him off completely. And every time I go in, I'm just taking away from his time. And I get that he wants it to be right, but I'm so sick of it. Tanuki Zoo, Windows 8. I'm trying to remember, did I use Windows 8? Or was Windows 8 one of those, was it like Vista? Did we just skip over that? I know I use Windows 7 for a lot. Like a lot. I use Windows 7. But I don't use Windows enough to really have a great recollection. They're all core Windows 7 with additions. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like not a lot changed since Windows 7. Like before that, I'm trying to think what I used before that. I think the most stable one I used before that was Probably XP, I guess. Was Windows XP the one before that? I mean, I used Windows 2000, but that might not have been a consumer level. Maybe that was just server stuff. And we're talking, I mean, this is a long time back, obviously. I think Windows XP was like there was generally, like, every once in a while there's like a Windows that is like the best of the recent past or whatever. I feel like XP was the one that was it stuck around for a very long time. It was very good. And then for me, the next Windows that I used on multiple computers would have been Windows 7. And then I reluctantly upgraded to Windows 10. Okay, yeah. I think yeah, okay. I would remember Windows 8 if I used it. You're probably right. And I think in my mind, Windows 8 was kind of like Windows Vista. And like, yeah, it was there, but there was no motivation to switch to it, I think. Yeah, I do vaguely remember the Windows Phone. You know what? I do remember Windows 8 because one of my Wacom tablets, it was one of their, what do they call it? Cintiq tablets, where it was like an actual computer built in. And I remember it was Windows 8 because it did that. Your comment about the phone and the GUI reminded me, where it was like half tablet mode, half desktop mode, crappy at both, not not good to. It was like just really, really awkward. I do remember that. That was where like you would click the start, like is that where the start menu disappeared? For a while there was no start menu. But like you'd click on the whatever the menu thing was and like poof, like the whole thing would fill up with like widgets and stuff. And then that got scaled back in Windows 10. You still had some stuff when you clicked on the start menu, but it wasn't like it was crazy with Windows 8 where it would like fill the screen. I kind of vaguely remember that. So yeah, thank you for the reminder. I don't want to go to Windows 11, but I'll probably have to. Just because, like I said, just for that silly PowerPoint thing. I'm probably going to have to go there just because of PowerPoint. But whatever, it's fine. I mean, I have the computer, right? I'm not going to change computer. If I have to change computers, I'm not going to try to buy another computer. I'll just suffer through using a Mac. I mean, like here, I'll just make my day job videos on a Mac. But Metro Tanuki's. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was Metro. That was the name of it. Gosh, and it was so dumb because truly it would like try to use like tablet, at least on the tablet computer, it would try to like go to tablet mode and be like an iPad competitor, but then you could also like do something. It might have just been like turning it like landscape or portrait, and it would go like back and forth to like tablet mode and desktop mode. It was super dumb. I remember that. And so unusable. I mean, it is all coming back to me. I don't know how to say her name there. Boneski maybe. But yeah, you're right. If I used 8, I would remember it, and it's starting to come back to me now. It's starting to come back to me. Harmony is trying to... Wait, what is Harmony? I don't know what Harmony is. Tanuki's Windows 2000 was the Windows Millennium Edition alternative. Yes. I feel like Microsoft has like just some real bombs, and then they'll, the next version will be decent. Like, yeah, Windows Windows 98 from Windows 95 was huge. It really was. I think the biggest thing was, is that where the support for Wi-Fi became native? Like they had a like native support for Wi-Fi things. I think that was Windows 98 that brought that in. I could be wrong. But yeah, I remember Windows Millennium Edition was just crappy, but then Windows 2000 was good. And then Windows Vista was terrible, but Windows XP was good. And then what was after Windows XP? I feel like did we go right to Windows 7? Because Windows 7 was fine. Windows 8 was stinky. Windows 10 has been fine. I think Windows 11 is fine. I haven't used it. Um, I think it feels unnecessary, but anyway. Harmony OS next developed by Lion Estate. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. It is what it is, I suppose. Nobody talks about Red Hat anymore. Have they just are things normal with Red Hat now? Like, are Rocky Linux and Alma Linux, are they still pretty similar to RHEL? Anybody know? I haven't kept up on that drama. You know, when they like put the kibosh to Rocky Linux of old, and then Rocky Linux came out and they said, no, we're gonna still do it even if we don't get all the like source or the compiled. I don't remember the details of the drama, but I feel like Rocky Linux and Alma Linux were able to stay fairly like byte for byte compliant, or like compared. I don't know. I know CentOS is dead. I mean, that was dead in the water before the whole RHEL debacle happened. They just bought and then killed CentOS, which still is a little upsetting, but oh yeah, my mother-in-law is visiting. She's not staying with us. She's staying with my middle daughter and her husband. And she recently got an EV, a Mustang EV. Now, I don't know if that's what she drove up to visit. It'd be interesting if she did, because I'm not sure how she's going to charge it. If so, nobody in our family has a level 2 charging. I mean, I guess she could just plug it into the wall, but have to sit there for like, I don't know, hours and hours and hours, like a day before it would charge back up. Company seem hesitant to switch to Rocky. I believe that. Yeah, I definitely believe that companies are hesitant to switch to Rocky after the Red Hat stuff. I haven't heard anything about it, but again, I've been so mired in my day job that it's possible I miss stuff. I mean, I know Jeff Geerling talked about it when it happened quite a bit, because he was going to pull all of his Ansible stuff, and I don't know if he did or not, but I don't know, whatever ended up happening with that. I do remember that I was teaching what was I teaching? Oh, I might have just been for YouTube. And I was like, well, what am I going to use to demonstrate Red Hat stuff? And I decided just to use Rocky, because at the time they were like, no, we're still going to do it, even if it's more difficult. But that was the last time I heard about it. So I don't know. I'm also a Debian guy, you know, so if I'm going to do something that isn't teaching about, you know, Red Hat based stuff, I'm going to use a Debian based stuff for my personal stuff all the time anyway. I mean, Debian or, you know, Ubuntu server or whatever. But yeah, anything Debian based, I feel more comfortable with anyway. And there's not a whole lot of drama around Debian. I mean, there's drama around Debian itself, but it's not the same kind of drama. It's almost like the opposite kind of drama. Like Debian tries to be too non-commercial or something. I don't know, which is not really a thing. But anyway. Oh, hey, Mason. Very cool. Under 8's football tournament. And I am smart enough to know that you mean football like everywhere else in the world means football, not football like we mean football here in the States. Because we mean football that's like oblong and pointy on the ends. Anyway, welcome, Mason. I hope your son did well, or at least had fun. Under 8s, yeah. UK to remove Hawaii kid due to security issues. Oh, ByteMoose, I believe that. Yeah. So let's see. What did Mason miss? We've talked about Windows 11. I know you're like, Windows 11? What are you talking about, man? Windows 11? Yeah, we're talking about like that Windows 10 is no longer going to get updates, and Tanuki Zoot looked up the date for us. It's in October. And that doesn't affect me a ton, except the one computer that I record on for my day job is Windows. And I'm not sure what's going to happen there. Oh, Linux guy. Hey, I just actually finished drinking a cup of tea out of this cup that you actually sent me. This is from Linux guy, everyone. So thank you. I still think about you every time I make a cup of tea in it. So I appreciate that. And also Linux guy, you haven't missed much for the past like month. I haven't had a live stream because I've been busy, but also we had the terrible ice storm that just knocked out power and internet for like a week for us, a week plus. Yeah, so it's been tough. Mason soccer, yeah. So I think I almost like to call it football, just out of spite. But yeah, that's just me. So I'm not really a sports guy, so I'm not offended by either. Some more football folks call the other sport hand egg. It makes more sense. I mean, hand egg is definitely a more descriptive and apt description. I mean, there's some kicking, but it's certainly not the majority of the game. His team got into semifinals. Oh, nice. Well, congrats to his team. That's awesome. What did I miss? What's the point of UK on a distillery that is homemade? Oh, UK doesn't have. Yeah, I get like Sousa is German, isn't it? Yeah, I guess there's not a. I can't think of a specific. I don't know what Endeavor US is though. Your computer is Windows 10. Then back to me. IK04. So, yeah, for the most part, like for a while, I was recording videos on a Linux machine, but I was struggling specifically. There's one aspect of the way that I teach where, like, I want to draw on a whiteboard, and I need to be able to switch pen colors really quickly. And while yes, there are other options, and I've tried other options, the smoothest and most reliable way is with PowerPoint. And I use an open source program called AutoHotkey that allows me to change the pen color of the annotation key in PowerPoint with just a touch of like on my Stream Deck. And Windows it just works smoothly. And so if I can't get my current Windows computer to, I guess, upgrade to Windows 11 when the time comes, I'll probably, I have a decent Mac Mini I'll probably use. I don't necessarily want to use my personal workstation here to record for work. I like keeping them separate, especially if I'm doing things involving video on my off time. So, but I'll probably do that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's see. ByteMoves talked from Ubuntu last year. They always seem to be doing something nutty. Yeah, ByteMoves. I still will install Ubuntu Server if on some things, like if I'm installing like I don't even know, like in my Proxmox thing, I'll use like a container. It'll be Ubuntu Server. I use Debian for some stuff, but I'll still just by habit I'll use Ubuntu. But I have less and less use for it. I used to use their PPA packaging system like a lot, but I find myself doing that less and less. So maybe it's not as much of an issue. And they've gotten more annoying for me over the time. I don't like Snap packages. I just don't like Snap packages at all. I like the idea, but they never seem to work as smoothly for me. For example, if you install Docker, I think it's on Ubuntu Server. If you install Docker from like even using apt, it will actually install the Snap version of the Docker thing, and it doesn't work because permissions don't work when you. And I just it took me a long time to figure out why won't my Docker containers work? I keep getting they won't start up, and it's because Docker was installed with Snap, and for some reason permissions don't transfer right. So I had to like uninstall the snap, and then I had to go and install the apt source from Docker, and then install like an actual version of Docker, and it works perfectly fine. So yeah, it's just very frustrating. So a lot of business with Windows 10, well, so I'm happy about a business fine. Mason, that makes sense. Okay, maybe you can. I use Ubuntu Server for server stuff. I mean, Mason, I still use Ubuntu Server for a lot of stuff. If I don't, it would just be Debian proper. I would just use straight up Debian for server stuff if I weren't using Ubuntu Server. So I'm curious, maybe you can answer the question. So like my computer, my Windows 10 computer says it's not compatible with Windows 10. Is it secure boot? Like if I were to re-enable secure boot in UEFI, is that probably going to make my computer Windows 11 compatible? Is that probably the issue? Because I can't imagine why it wouldn't be compatible otherwise. It's got a really big, beefy processor and nice GPU and lots of RAM, and it wouldn't make sense. I mean, there's a lot of crappier computers running Windows 11 than my desktop machine. Farron OS is British. Interesting. I don't like anything about Deb or RPM. Yeah, Linux Skyer IK04. Yeah, I like the idea of snaps and flat packs. I did a video on snaps and flat packs, and then whatever that one that is just like an all-in-one, I forget what they're called. App something? App package? Something like that. Anyway, I like that, like, oh, they can just package it up once for all the different systems. The problem is they're not always updated to the latest version, and they only work most of the time. And I don't want something that'll work most of the time. I want something that's going to work all of the time, especially on a server. So anyway, but I digress. Let's see. What are we using Ubuntu on servers? Oh, Blight Moose. I just don't sign up for Pro if I were to see that. I think you see that in the server too. Maybe not. Mason Secure Boot is needed. Oh, okay. TPM 2.0, and the processor needs to be at least 8th gen. Is that Intel? My processor is AMD. It's a Ryzen 9000? Is that a thing? I think it's a Ryzen 9000. I don't know. And I don't know. Maybe the motherboard doesn't have TPM 2.0. I guess I'll have to look. It would just shock me if it didn't, right? Because it's not that old. I mean, it is a few years old, but it's not that old. I'm sure I just disabled Secure Boot because it was running Linux. When it started, I bought it to run Linux, and it's been running Linux. I bought it when NVIDIA 3090s just came out, and the only way you could get one was to order a pre-built gaming computer. And so I ordered the pre-built gaming computer to get the 3090 included, and I installed Linux on it. Now it's running Windows 10 again. So App Image, that was it. Thank you. I couldn't think of what the thing was called, but yeah, that was the alternative to snaps and flat packs and app images. Oh my. Oh, let's see. Tato Drama Robot Secure Boot. I actually just enabled it in my motherboard, and now it won't boot any operating system. Oh, Tanuki Zoot. Oh gosh, I do not know a ton of, like, I've had to teach about Secure Boot in UEFI and probably even TPM, and I do it so infrequently that I don't even remember what you have. Like, I know you had to use like signed kernels or something, and I don't even remember. I don't remember. Oh, Raspbian is UK. That's funny. I didn't think about that. I think Mason, I think I have a Ryzen 9000. I can go look. I think I can go look. How can I go look? Oh, I will use Rust Desk to connect to my Windows machine from here. And then I'll look at the, let's see, that computer is, oh no, it went full screen and you all disappeared. Hold on. I don't want full screen. All right. All right. The computer is, I'm kind of controlling it. I imagine if I look in Hold on, let me move it to the other window over here. Other screen. All right. Let's see, settings. It'll probably tell me in system settings, right? About, I just don't know Windows that well. I have, oh no, Ryzen 9 3900X. So not Ryzen 9000. It's a Ryzen 9 3900X 12-core processor. And I have the NVIDIA 3090 with 24 gigs of RAM. And, I have 128 gigabytes of RAM installed on the system. I mean, it's a beefy system. But it does tell me that Windows 11 is not compatible. Somewhere. I don't know where it said that. It told me that somewhere. Maybe in the Windows Update screen? Let's see. Check hardware requirements. Little. Oh no, it just says. I swear it told me that it wasn't compatible. Anyway, I don't know. So yeah, it's a Ryzen 9 3900. So hopefully it should be good to go. It's probably just the secure boot thing. I probably have that turned off. But I thought there was like a click here to run some check, but it just opened up a Windows like requirements page, not PC health check access. What is the PC health check? Oh, it's allowing me to download a program to do it. But I swear at some point it told me that it was not compatible. So I'm just going to assume it's not compatible. Also, Rustdesk, pretty awesome. I don't like how they try really hard to make it not as usable unless you pay for the subscription. But there's a couple hacks you can use. I should make a video about that. Like here, for example, I'll show you just my selection page here. So, okay. Share screen. No, a window. And we're going to share Rustdesk. All right. All right. So, and you're like, oh, I can see your one-time password, Sean. I can control your computer. Well, you don't have access to my self-hosted server, but I'm still going to click the refresh thing when we're done because it creeps me out. But anyway, so if you use Rustdesk and you install it, like I use it in a Docker image and it loads like I use Docker Compose and it loads like the relay service and like the stun service and the server and all that stuff. You don't have the ability to change the names of the computers. And they'll just be like random strings, like Big Tofu is my Windows machine, Doc Boy is a Mac, and you can see like Froggy and Garfield are both Linux computers. So anyway, you see all these, right? But if you shut the client off on the computer and you go into the config file, you can change the name of the ID in the config file. And when it starts up, the name will then be whatever name you pick. And I just think that's funny, but they try really hard to make it so you can't customize the names, which are just stupid because it's so much less useful if you can't specify the names. But anyway, I digress. Let's see if I can I unshare? Stop sharing screen. There we go. All right, I'm going to scramble that one-time password just because it freaks me out that y'all saw that, even though you don't have access to my server. Hi, Lewis. Good to see you. Scott, good to see you too. Oh, we're getting some latecomers, but that's all right. Yeah, it's good to see everybody. I'm back, and we've been talking a lot of the live streams been talking about Windows 11 because I keep getting warnings that Windows 10 is not going to be supported anymore. And I only use it on the one main computer. Looking at my Rustdesk here, I do have another Windows computer. It's actually just a virtual machine on Proxmox. And I use it because I have to run this program called EPG123 that like downloads from Schedules Direct to get television listings, and then it shuffles it into an XML file that is compatible with Plex and Jellyfin. And so I have like some channels like from the UK and stuff that it's difficult for me to get TV Guide information from. So I have to compile it with this third-party program that's Windows only. So anyway, yeah, I don't use Windows for much, but yeah. Oh, let's see. You're protesting in DC. Oh, last Saturday. That's cool. Well, I didn't stream last Sunday because we had just gotten back power and internet, and I was so far behind that I just I just was working like crazy. So I haven't done a live stream in like 3 weeks. But that's cool, Scott. That's cool. We had actually a really big protest here in little small town Petoskey, which was kind of surprising. The biggest protest we've ever had, and we have protests fairly regularly, but yeah, it was huge. So anyway, yeah, we did talk a little bit. We try not to get too political, but we all, I think, agreed that it's chaotic economically now. So anyway, I may have TPM 2.0 disabled and biased. I might. Is TPM 2.0, is that the same thing as Secure Boot? Or is that part of, related to Secure Boot? Again, I'm showing my ignorance here, and I don't care that people know that I don't know everything about IT. Because I'm sure that I'm not using Secure Boot, but maybe that's part of it. All right. See you later, Lewis. Thanks for dropping in, saying hi. We're going to close up here in just a couple minutes anyway. See you next week, buddy. I have to give it to Lewis. He is really good at work-life balance. That man is on the beach and taking vacations frequently enough that I am really happy for him. So, yeah. TPM is hardware. Yeah, I just wonder, is it related to Secure Boot? That's what I don't know. It must be. There seem to be a lot of people who are not really happy with the current situation over there. Bite Moose. Yeah. And again, I don't even think like the politics of it are like what your politics are. It's chaotic. I mean, it just is. I mean, it's not a like, is it a, oh, is it good? Is it bad? Is it for the better? Is it not for the better? It's just chaotic. And so it makes people hesitant to invest. That's for sure. It's hardware chip on the motherboard. I'm gonna have to look into it. I gotta think I guess I could. Oh, I'm still connected to that computer. I didn't mean to be. I'll have to look because I gotta think the motherboard has it. I mean, a Ryzen 9, a board that supports the Ryzen 9 CPU is new enough that it would seem to have that trusted platform module. I gotta think it would have that. So anyway, they work together. Okay. All right. They work hand in hand. Good. All right. Yeah. Where did the hour go? I don't know. We just kind of shoot the crap all the time, and I appreciate it. I like it. I've missed it. Yeah. And I know that everybody's like thinking about me going fishing. Actually, nobody's thinking about that but me. I have not caught a fish yet. I've been fishing a couple times, haven't caught a fish yet. So I will be sure to let everybody know when the fish are finally dumb enough and full enough and warm enough that somebody like me can catch them. I'll let you know. I think they get dumb and slow in the summertime because they're too smart to go after my amateur skills now. Although, I've got like 1 minute left, so I'll say I do have. So a friend of mine, like a real life friend, which I don't have a ton of those, but he lives in Kansas now. But he's a pastor. He actually just got his doctorate, and somehow he managed to work into his contract. He's going to take a sabbatical, and he's coming back to Michigan, and he's going to be like right around me for 6 weeks in like July and August. And his plan is to literally go fishing every day. So I hope that I will be able to go fishing a lot with him, at least. He's going to bring a boat. I hope to have a kayak. It's going to be great. Anyway, everybody have an incredible week. Hopefully next time you hear from me, I'll be like, I am not behind at all. And at work stuff, it's going great. because yeah, I'm feeling confident like that. So yeah, have a great week, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you next time. Oh, cool. Sabbaticals are a thing. This is definitely my friend. His name is Josh. This is definitely his first sabbatical, first place that ever made it happen. So anyway, take it easy. Talk to everybody later. Bye.